So I have no plan for this episode right now. I was supposed to be recording an interview episode with somebody right now, and it's gonna be such a good conversation. I'm so excited for it, but they had to last minute cancel because their child was sick, which is perfect. Not that they're sick, but they had to cancel, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I didn't have a plan for what else to be talking about with you today. So I decided I'm just going to come on here and do like kind of a life update, but more just like a open, honest conversation about like somewhat what's going on in my life right now and what I'm like struggling with. Because I'm like, I could always relate it back to your story. You could always find other people's like issues in your own, and hopefully it'll help you because I'm going to talk to what I'm doing to kind of help myself through it. But I don't have it figured out. I don't have it figured out. And a lot of times I'm coming to it with a solution, and I'm like, this is a solution to a problem I had, but it's so valuable, it's so relatable, it's so human to also be like, I fully struggle with stuff too. Like, I don't got all my shit figured out, okay? No one does. Nobody has all their shit figured out, even if it looks like it does. They do. So I recently went through a major life transition. I'm not fully ready to talk about exactly what that life transition was. I don't have the like articulation around it. I'm just not ready for that right now. But it was a major life transition. Like every single aspect of my life shifted in a huge way. And so obviously that causes changes in everything, in just like scheduling and life, my like everything. Just it would make more sense if you know what I'm talking about, but whatever, eventually you will. Some of you probably already do know. So anyway, so I had a major life transition. And so when you go through a major life transition, that causes a lot of things to come up, a lot of changes to happen. You become a different person. So obviously other areas of your life are going to shift with that. And so I've been like in this weird, like messy middle phase where specifically with business, I'll talk about this for a second, of just like, obviously I love what I do. Like I love helping you trying to get pregnant and help with your period cramps and your cycles and all this stuff. And I love it. And I still do it every single day, obviously. But there's something that I'm like, there's something else. There's something else. And I haven't felt this like off feeling in my work in a while. And I know there's just something else coming. And I don't exactly know what that is yet. Like I know I want to expand into helping more so with the pregnancy and postpartum side of things and working with mothers too, like once you get to that point. And with, I've talked on the podcast too about wanting to become a lactation consultant and just all of that stuff. But it's just like the path isn't clear in front of me right now of like exactly what's next, what it's going to look like, how it's going to look, how I'm going to navigate that with motherhood. Because as it is right now, so I have like 3 set days a week of work days. I do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. The other days I'm with Madison and I'm still with her throughout those working days too, but I have like childcare those days. So, and I don't like what I've realized a lot too recently is like, I don't want to be working more. I want to still have as much time with her as possible, especially this age. She's 2 right now. And I'm like, oh my God, it is just the best. I love being with her a lot. I also love obviously having time for myself, doing the business, doing the work I love, but I also don't want to miss out on this stage. So it's hard to try and juggle like, I have all these aspirations and goals and big things I want to do and new certifications I want to get. But I'm also like, okay, with this new major like life transition I just went through and wanting to be with her as much as I can, like, and obviously still supporting my clients, like what do I actually have the capacity for without burning out, without compromising my time with Madison, without, like it's difficult juggling act because what I will never do is I will never burn myself out. I've been close to that point, especially recently with things that were going on. And I just won't do that. And obviously I'm not going to compromise time with Madison either. So it's like, okay, something's got to give. And I'm like, what's coming next? What is the next step for me to take to like lead me in the direction that I want to go with certain things? And it's just not clear. So whether you right now, you're listening to this and you're like, you feel like that messy middle maybe is you're trying to conceive and you're in that messy middle of like, you obviously want to get pregnant, but you're not pregnant yet. You don't know what's taking so long. You don't know what's wrong, or you're in the middle stage between, I don't know, like moving, or between careers or relationships or whatever it is. Like, you can connect with that feeling of like, feeling like something is off, feeling like you're in the middle. You don't, this was like huge for me in postpartum too. If you're postpartum, like, that was a major life transition, obviously, especially if it's your first child, even if it's not, like, that's transition of figuring out 1 to 2, 2 to 3, whatever. And it's just that feeling of like, something different is coming. You don't know what it is. Things just a little unclear. You don't know what the next step is. And it's uncomfortable, especially someone like me, which I'm sure you're very similar, because most of you are, because this is the type of people I attract, like type A, go-getters. Like, if I know what I want to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. Like, I've always been like that. I've always been like, I don't want to say hustling, because it's not like I said I won't burn myself out, but like, I've always been doing many different things at once. Like, I was, when I was in getting my master's, I was also teaching. And then when I stopped my master's, I got my certification in nutrition. And then I was still teaching and I was running the business. And then I stopped teaching and I was running the business. And then I, had Madison, like all this stuff, right? So I was always doing multiple things at once. And so it's very uncomfortable for me to just be in this middle ground and not know what to do next. And so what I have been doing to help me get more clear on everything, and what you could do if you are feeling like you're just in a weird spot, you're in between something, you don't exactly know what's coming, or you're just like, you're kind of even feeling like this would be beneficial for you too, if you're feeling that like flooded of like, okay, there's so much information out there of what you're doing, like say if it's trying to conceive or whatever, you're just like, you don't know where your center is. You're like, where's my alignment? What's the next step for me to feel grounded and feel aligned and feel like, okay, I'm on purpose with whatever this area, of my life is. And the hardest thing to do for me, but the thing that is the best thing to do during this time that I'm doing, is like creating more space of like silence and slowing down, which is uncomfortable for me. I don't like slowing down. Rest is not natural for me. Like, sitting on the couch and watching TV, like, that is not something that comes easy to me, like, at all. And I literally just recently started watching Gilmore Girls again. This is like probably my third time watching it, but I think I started last week. Okay. That was the first time I sat down to watch TV since I had Madison. So over 2 years, literally 2 years, I had not sat down and watched TV, because just, running the business, mom life, whatever, doing all this stuff. Also, there's always something to do. And like, you have to create pockets of rest. Otherwise they're not going to exist. I'm actually going to do another podcast episode of like what I shifted in like our nighttime routine or whatever, so that I do have that space at the end of the night now, because that is something I shifted. And no, am I saying that sitting on the couch and watching Gilmore Girls is going to help me figure out my life more? No. But what I am saying is that it is really important to like have that rest. And I don't watch it every night. I don't know, maybe like a few nights a week now I'm watching it, but I'm honestly more in my like reading era. I'm obsessed with Abby Jimenez. I love her book. So I'll like read for like an hour or so before bed, and it's so nice. But sometimes I'm like, okay, now I just want to like actually sit on the couch and watch TV and be in that discomfort of doing that, because it's not comfortable for me. And especially to just sit there and watch TV and not also be on my phone or doing something else. Like, just the act of sitting and watching the show without texting, shopping, doing whatever, like multitasking. It is not easy for me. And I know some of you are going to resonate with this. And if you do, message me, because I know I'm not alone in this. And it is like, it's just something that's not easy. Like, just creating that time is not easy. So not only is it not easy, like physically, to have the time, especially when you're a parent, but like just that being busy as an escape type of thing. So anyway, creating more space. Like, I'm also creating more time to journal. So like for a long time, I loved journaling. Before I had Madison, I journaled every single night, every single morning. And then that obviously like went away mostly once I had her. I would still like journal sometimes in the morning of just like a few things that were good from the day before, things like that. But I didn't like sit and actually like write a bunch of stuff out, like how I was feeling and all these things. I'm a verbal processor, obviously, but I'm also a written processor. Like I process when I'm writing. Not everybody is like that, but I am. And I realized I really was not doing that anymore. And I was going back and reading some journal entries and I was like, wow, I used to journal so much and process so much, and so much good came out of it. Like I'm very heady. I think a lot of women are. So when I just have some like ideas or even problems like in my head, especially like you too, if like your issues of like you're trying to conceive, you're constantly thinking about it, right? It's going over and over and over. It's like just a hamster wheel. If we're very heady and we're in our heads like thinking about that all the time, it's very hard to direct your thoughts and to get out of your like dominant thought patterns of it maybe turning negative or maybe turning overwhelming or whatever. Like when you get it on paper and you're writing stuff down and you're like processing it, it's a lot easier for me anyway to direct your thoughts and to like figure out where to go from here, what the issue is or whatever, how to like turn it into an opportunity instead of just staying heady of like, I don't know what I'm doing, whatever. So that's been really helpful. So I'm adding more of that in, and that's definitely helping. Walks, like I actually have done this for a while, but walking without anything, not podcasts, not music. A lot of times on walks, I do have to like respond to clients and stuff, because especially on days where it's just me with Madison, that's like the only like work task that I really could do that day. And I'll do it while I'm on a walk with her. So I'll like have to do that, but I'll usually create some time at the end to just like turn everything off and just like be in silence. But creating more of that stillness and that silence is very helpful to just kind of like hear your own thoughts, and not always having so much consumption and clouding what you actually want to do, so you can hear your own intuition, so you can be in that stillness and be in that space and be in that like uncomfortableness, but hopefully having it help you find out what your next actual step is. Because we're never going to figure out what our next step is, whether it's in your business choices, your career, where you want to move, your relationship, your trying to conceive journey, whatever. If you're constantly flooding your brain with noise, music, podcasts, learning, like TV, even like whatever, like we're not going to get there. So we have to create space to actually hear our own thoughts and our own intuition to actually come through, to help us either be the ones to figure it out ourselves, or to lead us to the people, places, and things that are actually going to support us. So that's what I've been doing there. And then, there's something else I was going to say. Making it like not making it a problem, right? So often we'll make things a problem. Like, like things feel off. I don't know what's next. Or like for you, maybe I'm not pregnant yet. I haven't bought a house yet. I'm not married yet, or have a boyfriend yet, whatever it is. I'm not at a next level in my career yet. It's like we make that a problem where it's just like, oh, I should be there already. I should know. No, you shouldn't. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm not making it a problem. I'm just making it is what it is right now. I know I'm going to figure it out. And so things like that you can harness too for this is not making it a problem, because it's not a problem. It's like, we're not always going to have everything all figured out. First of all, we're never going to have everything figured out. Like, let's just start there. We're never going to have everything all figured out. We're going to have seasons where we're feeling like everything is great and we're flowing and things feel amazing, da-da-da. And then we're going to have other seasons where we're like, things feel off. I'm actually unsure what the best next move is for me. Again, whether that's in motherhood, life, business, relationship, career, whatever. And it's like, it's okay that we have those seasons. It's normal. We all have them. We just don't all talk about it, which is why I'm like, okay, I'm just going to record an episode about this, because don't make yourself wrong. Don't make it a problem. It's not a problem. Especially as an entrepreneur, we're in the business of solving problems. Like, that's what entrepreneur is. You see a problem, you create a solution, like, period. So it's very easy for me to be like, oh, this is a problem, let me solve it. And it's like, no, I'm not making this a problem. This isn't a problem. This is just part of life. And I'm not going to guilt myself about it. I'm not going to make me wrong about it. I'm not going to make me feel bad about it. It's just like, okay, do I love this in between this? No. But I'm also making it like, okay, what's the opportunity here? The opportunity is like, okay, I'm growing so much. I'm learning so much about myself. I'm like deepening myself with my therapist and just with my nervous system and just all of these things. And I have the belief that I'll know it when I see it, meaning I'll know what the next best step is when I see it. I won't like, it won't pass me by, quote unquote. Like what's for me will not pass me. So I know that once it's clear, or once I see something and I'm like, oh, that's it. Or like once the idea comes, I'm like, it'll land. Like I know it's going to land. I know I'm going to know the next best step when it's the best time to take it, when I'm ready for it, when the opportunity is there, when I know, when I'm clear on it. Like I know that clarity is going to come. And for you, it's like, do you have the belief that you know the clarity around your trying to conceive journey, your career, maybe your business also, your life, your relationships, your like moving situation, where you're living, whatever. Do you have the belief that you will find that clarity and that you will then be the person that will take the proper steps to make it happen, right? And to allow it to happen and to like find that, I don't want to say find that alignment, but yeah, like I'd also like to say make it happen, because I feel like we have to find the alignment first and we have to find our center, and then the action steps that we need to take are so much more powerful. But we're like co-creating it in a sense, right? We're creating it with God, universe, source, whoever you believe in. And that's another thing too that I'm like really leaning on is like my spirit team, my like spirituality of like, okay, guys, I need some support. I'm give me some signs here. Like I'm open, ready, and willing. That's something that when I was looking back in my journal, because I'm like, okay, let me read some old entries. Like I was like laying in bed the other night. I'm like, this is like fun to like look back and see stuff I was processing. And I was like, wow, especially stuff throughout this year, the beginning of the year. Wow. I was like, it's just like crazy things that like I moved through. And what I wrote at the bottom of every single journal entry that I had totally forgot that I did, and I stopped doing it, now I'm doing it again, is I am open, ready, and willing to receive more clear guidance, clarity, love, joy, peace, abundance, health, whatever I was like feeling that day. But it always started with like, I am open, ready, and willing to receive more clear guidance, clarity, and then whatever else I wanted in that moment. Like, thank you, more, please. Like literally opening up and being like, hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm willing to receive the help. So like, come on, show me the way. Like literally show me the way. And so I'm really like, I've always been very spiritual, but sometimes when you're going through like big life changes or big like events that are really, really hard, it's like, it's sometimes it makes you lean into spirituality a little bit more, but also for me, like I don't lean away from it, but I'm not as intentional about it at certain times. I'll kind of just like escape it a little bit. So I'm just being way more intentional now of like, okay, like I'm open, I'm ready, I'm willing to receive more guidance here. Like please show me the way. Show me the way, show me the way, show me the way. And I know that my spirit team will show up. Like they always do. Literally, they always show up. And again, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Whatever you believe in, God, universe, source, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's just how I like phrase it. And so that's been something that's helping me too. And that's just a core belief I have. Like I've always been supported. If you think back, like for me, I'll speak for myself. It's always worked out in some way, shape, or form, right? I've always gotten the support I needed when I needed it. I've always been able to figure it out. I've always been supported. Like it just always has. So I know that this is no different. And for you, it's like, can you have that belief too with you on your trying to conceive journey of like, you're being supported and that it's going to happen. You're going to find your way. We don't know when. Like I don't know when that clarity is going to land. I don't know when you're going to get pregnant. I don't know when you're going to have clarity on whatever it is that you need clarity on, but I know it's going to come. And it is such an opportunity of growth to live in that in between and find peace in that in between and find the opportunity of growth and faith when it's hard, like when it's so easy when things are like going good and everything's amazing, whatever, you're like, yeah, you're flowing, you're like, your beliefs are strong, whatever. But it's like when things are hard, or when things are in that in between and you're juggling a lot and you feel unsure of you're like, you don't really have your footing, it's like, ooh, things are a little bit harder to like get that belief in. But that's the moments when you're going to grow the most. And it's so interesting because certain parts of my life I feel so solid, grounded, sure in. And then other parts I'm like, no, I'm not really sure. Like, and it's not even like my whole business. It's just like, I just know there's something else coming. And this is also exciting too. I'm like, I can also tap into that side of it of like, so exciting to know of like, where are we going to be this time next year? I don't know. Like, I'm not sure, but I know it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be so awesome. And I trust myself that I'm going to be able to do whatever it is that I want to be doing whenever I get that clarity on it. And again, like, I know the areas that I do want to bring into the business, but it's just like, okay, how many of them can I do right now while also going through this life transition, while also only working 3 days a week, prioritizing motherhood? Like, that part is like, unsure. We'll figure it out though. We're going to figure it out together. And that's the whole point. So this episode, I'm not sure what happened. I have no notes, literally just talking out loud, and you're listening on the other end. And I hope this is helpful for you in some way, even to just know that, like, when you have these feelings of even sometimes doubting yourself or doubting the process or being in that messy middle, not actually knowing what the fuck you're doing and what's next, it's like, it's okay. We literally all go through that. And how we think about and how we label this in between is what's most important. Because we could sit here and be like, oh, this sucks. This is so hard. I'm never going to figure this out. This is so uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. But like, that's not true. You are going to figure it out. And this is where you're really going to grow, and you're really going to, what's the word I want to use? You're really going to acquire, I don't know if that's right, wherever we're going with it, the characteristics and the traits that you need to handle what's coming next. And I really, truly believe that. And I also think it's such a big, also, I just saw, of course, show me. Like, these are little signs that I love. I just saw, it tells you like how long you were recording, and it was 2222. You know me and my angel numbers. I hear you. See, I totally lost my train of thought, but whatever. Oh, yes, you're perfect for what I just said. Your opportunity to strengthen your spirituality, your belief, your faith, whatever. And let other people, let God, source, universe, let them show up for you. Ask for their help, ask for their guidance. That's like, they have to be let in, and you have to let them, and you have to receive it. So that's that. I hope this is helpful for you, or at least entertaining. I don't know. Message me, let me know. I just kind of wanted to give a little, like, this is what's happening. And interview is canceled. And so I'm like, okay, we're just going to hop on. We're going to talk about this instead. And I think I like hearing things like this too on other podcasts and stuff, just to like pull the curtains back a little bit and that's what's going on. But I know one thing I know for sure is I love this podcast. I love you. I'm always going to be here showing up for you, whether it's a really tactical episode of me being like, do this, this, and this, or it's one like this. Hopefully you love both, but I'm here either way. And I'm excited that you're here with me. And I'm so grateful that you're part of this community, and for you sharing it with friends and all the things. Maybe this isn't one you're going to share with friends unless they know that, like, they're going through something and you're like, this is actually helpful. But hopefully this was at least entertaining. I love you. Thank you so much for being here as always. And I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you so much for being here. If you loved this episode and learned something valuable, please share it with a friend who you think would also love it, or post it on social media and tag me so I could personally say thank you for helping me spread this important message. I am beyond grateful to be here with you. So until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and always mind your hormones.